What is up, YouTube family? Welcome back to another video. This time we are back not for an update on the challenge, but I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit of knowledge. I'm gonna share some nuggets that I was observing on Bitcoin USD. This is great knowledge for you to understand, guys, and I'm going to teach this in this channel like forever. If you are seeing this right now, you are the chosen one. This was not presented to you by chance, right? So you're probably going to be looking at this in the future. As of right now, we've been only getting like 50 to 100 views, which is fine. Like I said, this knowledge will only come to you when you are ready and prepared to see and understand, right? So I always talk in this channel about how the markets are manipulated, right? How basically big institutions need to manipulate these markets, because they are the ones moving, so they need to manipulate that. So I was looking at Bitcoin here. Like I said last time, my mouse is bugging a little, sorry. So as I said last time, I was looking for sales, but I ended up not getting any sales. In fact, price came into my point of interest. This was about midnight New York time, but price did not give me any sign of coming down. It just started going down. So I won't just randomly take a trade if I see a big candle like this. I need to understand what is happening, right? I need to see either some kind of divergence, or I need to see an engulfing candle. I need to see a break. Even if I did break like this, so let's say this was a break to the upside. Sorry, this was a my mouse is lagging, guys. I'm so sorry. Let's say this was a break to the upside, and then we had a break to the downside here. Price never actually came to mitigate that, so I did not like that at all. I wasn't able to get in even if I wanted to. But what I'm going to show you guys here is how price needs to react whenever it wants to do quote unquote big move. So here what happened, guys, as you guys can see here. So before the market actually goes up to make a new high, it always needs to grab liquidity. So we can see here we had we had liquidity here, which was a pool of liquidity. We had another pool of liquidity here. So before the market actually breaking this new high, what does it do? There's a big push downwards before the big push upwards. And I always talk about points of interest. This is exactly a point of interest. It's a manipulation before the real move happening. Because like what's actually happening here, guys, I'm just explaining to see if you guys understand, because I talk about manipulation, and if you are new into trading, you might not understand what this really is. So basically, every time we buy, right, let's say we get a buy here, we are either going to sell for a profit, hopefully, or we are going to sell for a loss in here, and that's our stop loss, right? If we buy here, we are either going to sell for a profit up here, or we are going to sell for a loss here, right? So this is our stop loss. So our stop losses in general are orders waiting to be filled. Like, you agree with me? So what big institutions need to do is that if they want to buy, let's say, I don't know, 100,000, a billion, they cannot just buy here, because their price will just start going up, and there will be the orders will get filled at a higher price. Their order getting filled. It's not good for them. Also, they want to be filled at the best price possible, right? They do not want to buy here. They do not want to buy here. They certainly do not want to buy at the top, right? So what do? They induce people to buy. Everyone is buying here. Everyone is buying. Stop losses set. Everyone is buying. Stop losses set. What do? Their model really is they sell really heavily into the stop losses, right? So price goes down. They have buy orders here, right? So they have buy orders all over the place here, and they are buying from the people that are willing to sell at this price, which are the people that have stop losses here, right? So what do they do? This 100 billion, this 100 billion that they have in orders, they are going to be filled with stop losses, right? These people are willing to sell, and they want to buy at the best price possible. So then we can see here how price just shoots up. But what does happen is that their orders always need to mitigate. When I say mitigate, is because they bought really hard, they sold really hard here, right? They placed a really big sell in here because they want to manipulate price down, so their buy orders need to be filled. So price will always come back to this point of interest. I always talk about points of interest. This is our point of interest, right? Orders waiting to be closed, because these sell orders, they are now negative, they need to be closed. And this is the kind of setup that we always look for. Always. There was a setup here that presented as well today, which I did not take because I have not been stalking Bitcoin as much as I should. We had our point of interest, which is, as you can see, it's a small manipulation, but still is a point of interest, right? There was a low here. This low was taken before shooting up. Price is fractal. This happens in every single time frame, as low as you can go and as high as you can go, right? So what does happen is, price came in here, we manipulated the low, then we break this high, and then price came to mitigate these orders, and then started going up. I could have cashed that, but I did not. I'm not gonna say I did, because I was not looking at Bitcoin, and I definitely was not looking at buy orders. So this is one thing I wanted to say. So basically, the model is really simple, very very simplified. The model really is what we call a buy to sell. We buy into the stop losses because we want to sell, and we want to sell into their buy orders. So very very simplified. That would look something like this. We buy stop losses. The stop losses, we buy into the stop losses. We fill our sell orders with their stop losses, which are buy orders, and then we break to the downside. This is what we always look for. This is very simplified, of course. And then what do we need to do? We get in here, right? We get in here. Why do we get in here? Because they bought into the stop losses. So there's orders here that need to be filled, and that's where we want to get in to target the lows. And when we look at to the downside, it pretty much looks the same. We have by the way, guys, there's another thing that I need to teach you, which is basically structure, right? This is the structure, but this is not structure. This is just structure within the structure, but that's something for another day. So we break the low, and then we make a new high, meaning we manipulated the low, we created points of liquidity in between, we took the low, and we made a new high. Now where do we get in? We get in where the sell orders were put by the institutional money to target up. That's pretty much our model. That can vary, of course, but this is pretty much what we look for every day on a daily. There's other things as well that we look for, points of interest. There's engulfing candles that I look to as well, and divergency. There's a lot of things that you can learn to make your own system, right? Like, this is just some knowledge that will help you make your system, basically. And that's pretty much what I wanted to do for today. I'm actually a bit sad that I was not looking at Bitcoin enough, because I could have got an entry here. And as you guys know, I fucked up a little bit. We are on red. I'm down 1%. I could have recovered here. I could have made another 3R, but it's all right. I'm waiting to see that we're gonna have some bearish reactions here, but price could come up here as well. Unfortunately, it did not give us an entry here, but it is what it is. We keep trading, we keep up, and yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say for the day. Saturday, gonna enjoy the day, gonna study a little bit for my accounting classes, my finance classes. Someday I want to manage big portfolio, not just trading, but actually do like portfolio management. Diversify my investments and things like that. So thumbs up if you like the content, subscribe, leave a comment. I really appreciate that. Thanks again for showing up. Love you guys. Blessings always. Peace.